Question number 10. In this question, the time is in second. At time t equal to 0, particle P from the point with a position vector negative 30j. This is chapter 13. If it's just a vector, it can be anywhere. The origin do not matter. Where it starts do not matter. But if it's a position vector, meaning it has some origin, usually start at 0, 0, but for this case, it start at negative 30j. Let's visualize this. Let's say we have a particle P, and then this is at time equal to 0, and then the origin would be negative 30j. If I were to write it in a coordinate, it's going to be 0, negative 30. Okay, and then that particle is going to move that way with the speed of 58. Speed 58 meter per second. The direction given over here, 20I plus 21j, I is representing how much it moved to the x or to the left and right. J is for y, where it goes up or it goes down. So we know from this, it's going to move 20. So here would be 20I, and then because it's positive, so it's going to move 21j. Find the position vector at time t. Position vector can be denoted as r. At time t, it's going to be equal position at the origin, or r0, plus times time v. This is the position vector at time t. This is at t equal to 0. This one is the time, and this one is velocity vector. Velocity vector has its own formula, which is equal to speed times unit direction. The speed is already given here, which is going to be 58. Unit direction formula would be the vector over the magnitude. Now, our vector will be this one. So, it's just going to be 20I plus 21j. While for this modulus v, it's going to be the length of this. Since this is a right angle triangle, I can find this one using Pythagorean theorem, which is c square equal to a square plus b square, where this is c, this is a, and this is b. So to find c, it's going to be square root of a square plus b square. I'm going to write that down over here. 20 square plus 21 square. Simplifying that, going to give me 29. Simplify this, this, and this. I'm going to get 40I plus 42j. So this is going to be my v. Now I'm going to substitute v in here. From this formula, I can find my position vector. Position vector at time t will be, this is at its origin. We know origin is 0, negative 3. So I'm just going to write negative 30j plus t times the v, 40i plus 42j. I can just leave my answer like this. Let's check with the marking scheme. This is a 3-mark question. If you manage to find the magnitude of the direction, which is this part, I'm going to get 1 mark over here. And then I know how to find the velocity vector, which is this part. I'm going to get 1 mark here. And then putting all together in this formula, I'm going to get the last mark. So let's check. Negative 30j, that is this one. And then t, which is this one. And 40i plus 42j. Moving on. Also, at time t equals 0, you have a new particle, which is q, starts from the point of position vector negative 10i and 18j. Let's visualize that. Particle q, time equal to 0, and then it starts at negative 10, 18. Because I is x where it moves left and right, and j is for the y-axis where it moves up or down. Travels at a speed of 75 meter per second at an angle alpha above the positive x-axis. Imagine that it moved this way, and then this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. This is the alpha, where we know tangent theta, it's going to be opposite over adjacent. Alright, now opposite would be this, adjacent would be this side, and then in the question they give us 7, so that is going to be our opposite. And then down here it's the adjacent, which is on this side, so 24 is going to be here, and we know that it's going to be 24i and 7j. Find the position vector q at time t. Position vector at time t, that would be at the starting point, plus t v, where this one is the position vector q, this one is where it starts, so it's going to be negative 10, 18. T is the time, v is the velocity vector. We know v is equal to speed times unit direction. Unit direction is the vector over its magnitude. The speed is given in the equation, which is 75. 75 times, we have the vector, which is 24 and 7 over square root of 24 square plus 7 square. Now, this one will give me 25. Simplify this 75, 24 and 25, that will give me 72i plus 21j. Now we have our v, we can substitute v here. RT will be R0, where it starts, that's just going to be negative 10i plus 18j plus t times the velocity of 72 I plus 21j. Let's check with the marking scheme. This is 4-mark question. First mark is coming from when you understand tangent alpha is 7 over 24, and then you can write it as 24i plus 7j, you get 1 mark. Second mark is coming from when you find the velocity vector, which is this one. This is velocity vector. This is our velocity vector, 72i, 21j here. And when you substitute it in here, which is negative 10i, it's this one, 18j, and t, 72, 21. So that is it. 4 marks. Question C. Determine whether P and Q will collide. Okay, for it to collide, they will be at the same time and at the same place. What we can do is we can equate that velocity vector Q will be equal to velocity vector of P. If they are equal to each other, they will collide. We already have our velocity vector of P. Now let's make it equal to each other. Here we will compare the I and the J. Now we're going to compare the I. So I have I here, and I here. Compare I. Since RP it's equal to RQ, 40T. Don't forget to bring the T inside because T belong both for I and J. And then equal to negative 10, 72T. Now let's compare J. J here is negative 30, 42, 18, and 21. Let's compare J. Negative 30 plus, don't forget the T, 42T, it's equal to 18 plus 21T. Now let's solve this, and it's going to be equal to 72T minus 40T, 32T t, it's going to be equal to 32. Let's solve t for j component. 42t minus 21t, it's going to be equal to 18 plus 30. 42 minus 21 is just 21t. 18 plus 30 is going to be 48. T will be 48 over 21. Now we know the time is different. We can say that it will not collide because it does not equal to each other. Will not collide. Let's look at the marking scheme. This is 2-mark question. When you solve for I, which is this one, and then when you solve for J, which is this one, that is going to give you 1 mark. And then when you arrive to your final answer, which is 10 over 32 and 48 over 21, and you conclude that they do not collide, that's going to give you 1 mark.